Well, anyway, I like to give a big shout out to Big Boss Calvin 83. I don't watch all your videos, brother, but I will admit that the stuff you be saying, keep saying what you're saying. And if anyone that sits up here and thumbs down your videos, they can't deconstruct or defeat your argument. So shout outs to you. And shout out to this dude I subscribe to. I don't know the brother's name. I hope I said it right. If I get your name wrong, then so be it. I think what was it? I think Inference One or something like that. I mean, forgive me if I don't say your name right. Anyway, I watched the video about how the myth of saying that people should get a white woman and shit like that. And for all you guys that are gonna think this way, I got news for you, man. On a real note. And he said something on that video that did make sense, and he told the story about how that these white women can really do you just as much dirty or anything under this North American system of women, they can do you just as dirty as this black female. And white women, they're not perfect angels themselves. They're basically a bunch of whores. I remember the story, and there was this one girl who was attractive and shit. She would come in and buy her a little liquor or some shit. Obviously, she was going to school to be a um a flat out teacher or some shit. So she comes in and tells me to come stop by a restaurant. So I go stop by a restaurant and you know, and sit down and eat a couple meals, and then she tells me that she doesn't want to. I don't give my number out to strangers or some shit. Obviously, I should have known that this woman was on some bullshit. I should have known. But that just goes to show you that I think that back then I was probably still maybe somewhat naive in realizing exactly. But like I said, man, before, I mean, some of these white women are just as disgusting and flat out just as treacherous as these black women really are. Well, any North American woman in particular, they're on that treacherous bullshit, and I ain't got time for that crap anymore. You know, and that's just reality of the situation. And there was another situation back then when I counted upon a drunk white woman. And she talked about this dude's looks and stuff like that. Oh, he doesn't look attractive and all that stuff. So I wind up getting her number. And to make a long story short, I called her and asked her if she wanted to hang out or go on a date or some shit. She tried to play me like, oh, whatever. And I just hung up, right there. Right there, that just goes to show you how disingenuous that some of you North American white women are just as treacherous, nasty, and disgusting. And you're just as bad as these black women. I hate to tell you this, man, on a real note. If it does not apply, let it fly. But a lot of you North American white women are just as pieces of shit as these black women are. And in fact, I was at a hookah bar the other day, and I don't know, this is the same woman that kind of asked me to dance, and it's a good thing I kind of ignored her. Next thing you know, I see her ass over here drunk as a skunk, sitting around provoking guys, trying to start fights with them. And it just goes to show you that a lot of you fucking white women are just as disgusting. I mean, you're a bunch of narcissistic bullshit, and especially when you're drunk. So if anyone and any black guy tells you to get a white woman, let me tell you something, man. Now, I am not saying don't go out there. You should get a woman what you like, which is that's what you really should get. Now, for anyone that wants to critique me, I will admit that my YouTube videos are not all that. My English is kind of off. I will admit that about 110%. You know, but I let you be the judge of the content. But like I said, man, before, I mean, it's not to say that all women are the same. And I will say that all women can be just as treacherous and disgusting. But you fellas need to understand that you need to look at your woman's actions. Because at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words. And I will get a chance to read this book here. I will get a chance to read this book sooner or later. You know, I will get a chance to finish that book. Let's see here. I gotta finish this one first. You know. And like I said, it just gets to a point where you're just sick and tired of the bullshit. And like I said, I've read this book on I've heard this book on audio, and I encourage you individuals to look up this book on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and to search this book on YouTube, because trust me, you're gonna learn a lot of shit from this book, man. Trust me. And like I said, man, before, you know, a lot of you individuals, I get it. Yes, you want the cravings of a woman. There's nothing wrong with that part. I will admit. But you have to remember, a lot of these women are just as treacherous, and if you guys you want to put these white women on a pedestal and saying they're God, guess what? I got news for you. And to you black women out there, you think we're talking about yo asses? No, we're not talking about you. You're not God. And a lot of these guys want to put these white women on a pedestal, but in reality, these white women can do you just as dirty as this black female. So like I said, you know, I encourage you to don't go by her words, go by her actions. Because at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words. And to that brother out there, I forgot the name. I think what was his name? I think Infant or Infant One or something like that. I hope I get your name right. But anyway, I just subscribed to your channel, and like I said, man, before, you know, it's all about getting the message out. I don't have hatred towards women or nothing, but at the same time, I ain't got time for the bullshit. So, like I said, man, before, I don't care if you North American women hate me or what. I don't care if you even look at this video. At the end of the day, it comes down to, hey, I'm going to make my own decisions. And don't buy into the myth that white women are better. Yes, I will give white women props that they do exercise, that they do get out and they do work out. I give them that. But they are not perfect. I've heard stories where, you know, there was one woman that would sit there and wear the tight ass yoga pants just to get attention. And that just tells me right there how disgusting these women really are. And most of these women, they do this shit on purpose, man. I hate to tell you. Even if they wear them tight ass yoga pants, they're disgusting, man. And I don't care if these women have money, you know. The only thing that this woman can ever sit there and do is offer a pair of tits and ass, and that's it. You know, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's nice to have money, but trust me, she views you as a living dildo, as a living, breathing dildo. That's what she views you as. And like I said, this is what these women use you as a living, breathing dildo. And with that, this is Carl Mitchell signing off.